We're doing live. I don't know what. I like that line. I don't know where it comes from, but I do like it. I'm assuming it's from some movie quote. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Give everybody some time to tap in, to log in. That's the fasten the seatbelt sign. The fasten the seatbelt sign. Yeah, man. On my way. So gotta make sure I'm looking right. Man, this Southern California traffic is crazy, man. It's wild, bro. It's wild. I don't know who's gonna watch this video that's from Southern California. If they get a chance to watch this video, but it can't be just me, man. I don't know. It can't be just me that recognizes this, but these Hispanics in Southern California, they are some crazy ass drivers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's all people. I don't know, but I mean, they are literally. I'm driving down the street, and I guess this is the time everybody's getting off of work, being released from slavery. But I'm driving down the street, and I'm going the speed limit. I'm going at a decent speed, 35, 40, sometimes under, but I'm just cruising and keep in mind, I got off of work too. I just got released from my plantation. If you're on the West Coast, hello, hell is low. What's up to everybody that's tapping in? If you're on the West Coast, right now, it's about 6:06. Everybody is pretty much getting off, leaving school, leaving work, heading to wherever they're trying to get to, whether that's home, whether that's to a second job, a third job, literally like a third job, because you're going to need a third job just to survive now. What's up, Brazil? Como vai você? Eu falo português. Fui ao Brasil muitas vezes. E quando I've been around, hey, você fala português, eu falo português muito bem. Quando eu estudio, mas quando eu estava em Brasil e mora em Brasil por 3 anos, agora, porque as muitas pessoas aqui em Califórnia, mexicanos, espanhol é língua. Brazil ain't dangerous. What are you talking about? Brazil é muito perigosa? No, I don't think so. You know what? It's funny you say that. My friend, I can't read your name, but I asked ChatGPT the other day, and I did a Google search, and I said the world's most dangerous countries right now, 2025. Do you know that Brazil is on that list and is more safer than the United States of America? Don't believe me? Look it up yourself. Oh yeah, man, I could teach you. Hey, look. I just started. If you want an English teacher, who follow Portuguese, I'm on. I'm a. I'm on. I just signed up for Prepperly to teach English online. So I just signed up my account. I'm waiting to get approved, but I do have my TELFA. I have a TELFA. I have a TEL. I ain't using a TELFA degree. Basically, it's a certificate to teach English abroad. I got that in 2020. So I have that. I taught English in Vietnam, and I have experience teaching. So my friend from Brazil, ele foi ao Brasil muitas vezes. Ele foi ao Bahia. Ele foi ao Rio de Janeiro. Ele foi ao Florianópolis, and ele foi ao Sao Paulo. It's night there. Okay, yeah, it's night there, yeah. But listen, my friend, if you want to learn English, stay tapped in, man, because what I'm trying to say to you is that Brazil is safer on the list. I looked on the list. I typed in Chat GPT and I Googled. I said, what is the most dangerous place? What are the list of the most dangerous countries in the world right now, 2025? Give me the 100 most dangerous places. No. Did I say dangerous? I put dangerous and I put safest. No, I put dangerous. I said the most dangerous and most safest places. Brazil is higher than United States of America. Do you know where not United States of America is on that list? It wasn't even in the top 100. United States of America is not even in the top 100 places of the safest place. United States is below. It said Ukraine is more. It said Ukraine is more safe than United States. Ukraine. Can you imagine? I'll be right back. Okay, go do your thing, man. It said Ukraine is more dangerous than the United States right now. Ukraine is more dangerous. It said Palestine. No, am I saying more? Okay. It says Ukraine is more safer. Ukraine is more safer than the United States of America. Just scratch what I said because you can hear that. If you guys can't hear that, that's a police car going to a crime scene. And in Southern California, that's every fucking second of every day. Police cars going to a crime scene. So when I typed in Chat GPT and I typed on Google the world's most safest countries right now in 2025, United States was not even in the top 100. What does that tell you? Like, that's crazy. United States was not even in the top 100. Ukraine was more safer than the United States. Haiti was more safer than the United States. The Palestine was more safer than the United States. These are places that are at war right now, and they're more safer than the United States. United States was at 151 as the most safest places to live right now in the year 2025. And I know exactly why that is. I know exactly why that is. It's number one, we have too many gun enthusiasts. I'm because of this crazy environment that we live in. And so I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna be a sitting duck in this Babylon, gotta be prepared and ready. You know what I'm saying? So But you got people that are gun enthusiasts and own 4 or 5 or 6 guns just to one person, to one household. So in the United States, there's more guns. There's more guns and gun that people. There's more guns that people own than there are people. The population is lower than the amount of guns that people own in the United States. That's two. I'm back. Can you speak Brazilian or read Brazilian? Yes. So a little story on Brazil. Like, if you look at my channel, if you're a subscriber, at first my channel started off as a I was trying to do my travel thing, right? I was trying to be a travel vlogger. That didn't really take off. I mean, maybe because it was too saturated or whatever. By the time I started, it's funny because I could have been one of those big guys because I was traveling. I was traveling way before these guys that are big right now were doing it, and I was recording my experience, but I just wasn't putting it on YouTube. I was putting it like on Facebook on the private groups that I was subscribed to. So fast forward, I wanted to, when I got to Brazil. Brazil was like the second country I traveled to. When I started traveling to, the first one was Nigeria, or maybe it was Brazil first and then Nigeria. But it was one of the first countries that I traveled to when I got my passport. And when I went to Brazil, I'm going to the gym. When I went to Brazil, the first time I went to Rio de Janeiro, and when I got there, and I was on the Copacabana beach, and I went to El Panina, I went to all these nice places that's in Rio. I said, this is what I want to do. I said, I want to travel. My mind was blown. My mind was opened up, like, just to see all the beautiful women, the exotic women, especially black women, man. Like, I love my black women. So I seen black women with long curly hair, and it wasn't weave, it was natural. And that blew my goddamn mind. Like, I'd never seen that. Like, here in the States, when you see a sister, a black American woman with long hair like that, it's usually a weave. It's usually a wig or whatever. But there, I seen black women with natural long curly hair, and their bodies were just perfect. And I'm like, God. And I'm just looking around, I'm breaking my neck, and they had, their skin was like golden, man, and they had like blonde. I'm like, man. But aside from the women, you know what I'm saying, like the beauty of that country, I'm like, this is what I got to do. I'm gonna have to go to sleep, friend. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Ciao, man. Ciao. Ciao. And how you say it? Yeah, I guess it's ciao. Yeah, ciao. But East Africans are like that too. Ethiopia, yeah, man. I went to Ethiopia too, bro. I went to Ethiopia, but I'm telling you, what sparked me, like, what sparked that desire in me. Like, after I went to Brazil, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to travel the whole world. But in particular, at that time, I was like, I want to live here in Brazil. Like, I don't want to just come visit. I want to live. And so when I made a decision, or that was my plan, to try to move to Brazil, I'm like, well, if I'm going to live here, I got to know the language. Nobody told me that. Like, this was like, I want to interact with women on an organic level. And most of the women that live in Brazil, they don't speak English. They speak Portuguese. So I was like, I got to learn Portuguese. And my second trip, so the first time I was just, my mind was blown. I was just looking around. By the time I was planning my second trip, I had downloaded what's that shit? Rosetta Stone. I got the Rosetta. I spent like $200 on the Rosetta Stone Brazilian Portuguese package. I got my Pimsleur Brazilian Portuguese. I just downloaded that for free online. And Pimsleurs, like, basically they just say like a bunch of sentences to you, and you just repeat them. And so I was doing my Rosetta Stone and my Pimsleur relentlessly, bro. I did it relentlessly, like, for a year, like every day. I was like 2 hours straight studying Portuguese for a whole year. 2 hours on 2 hours on Rosetta Stone, 2 hours on Penciler, and I was just constantly listening, constantly listening. Oh, I started watching Brazilian novellas, and I started listening. I downloaded Brazilian songs and shit. Like, so I was like immersing myself, because that's what when I do something, when I decide I'm gonna do something, I go hard at it. Like, whatever I decide to do, I'm the type of person that I always go 1,000% in. So I went 1,000% in. They call they call you gringo in Brazil if you're not from there. Yeah, I mean, they call you gringo in Latin America. If you go to South America, if you go to Colombia or any South American country, they'll call you a gringo. That's just a term for a foreigner. But so I went hard learning on my own, self study for a year. After that year, I said, okay, it's time for me to get a tutor. So I got a tutor online. I still remember her. Her name is, what's her name? I should know her name, man. She, I think it was Bruna or Paula. I should know her name. But after that year of studying, I hired my own private tutor, and me and her, we were doing private lessons for like 3 hours, three three times a week for like an hour and a half per lesson. And so uh, I was with her. By the time by the time I signed up with her classes, I was like pretty good at. I mean, I was good. I knew a lot of. I completed the Rosetta Stone program within that year. I completed it. I did all the lessons. I ran through all the Pimsleur's tapes, and by this time, I knew a lot of like words, like, basically I knew a lot of sentences, right? And so when I signed up for her class, I can kind of already speak with her. She was impressed. She was like, "Oh, you know a lot of words. Like, you know how to." I knew how to read in Portuguese. I knew how to read. So she was like, "Oh, you're more advanced than most of the students." And so, long story short, after about 6 months of being with her in our private lessons, now it was pretty good, because I was actually talking and interacting with a Brazilian person, and we were having conversations about, just basic things like life, science, politics, what's going on in the world. So I was good. And she was like, "You know what? I want to invite you to my home." She lived in Florianopolis. She was like, "I want to invite you. I just started this new program with my students where it's called the immersion program. And so basically you'll come to my house. Already got rooms set up for you. It was a nice big house. I got rooms for all the students that want to come, and basically you'll just be immersed in Brazil. All you're gonna hear is Portuguese. You're gonna be talking to me, and when we talk, all we're gonna talk is in Portuguese. So when I got there, by the time I was there, and by the time I got through with that program, man, I spoke. If I was fluent, like I can hear it. Whatever dialect, whatever accent Brazilian had, I can hear it. I can speak it. I can converse. And I'm like, man, I was ready, man. And yeah, man, that was a time I was planning to live out there, but life happens. I didn't end up making that a reality. I still kept going back to Brazil, but I didn't make the reality of actually living there come to fruition. I don't know what happened. Honestly, maybe I got a girlfriend here, and that's another thing, my fellas. If y'all watch this replay or this stream, man, a woman can throw you off of your plans, man. Not, and it may not be in a bad way, but a lot of Brazil is ghetto. As a lot of man, Brazil is not ghetto, bro. Brazil, this, I don't know if you're in the United States, this is ghetto. A lot of this shit is ghetto now. Brazil is beautiful. If you're talking about the favelas, which is their version of ghetto, yes, it's any place where there's poverty, any place where there's lack of opportunities, any place where there's systemic racism. The people that are darker hue are going to be on the bottom, as we are here. I mean, we got some successful black people here, but as a group, there's over 40 million of us. That successful group of the black population here is such a small percentage. It's such a small percentage that it's insignificant compared to the whole. So Brazil, I mean, I cannot agree with that. Brazil, it has favelas, which is their version of ghetto. The difference with their ghettos is their ghettos are up in the hills. So their ghettos are up, the favelas are up in the hills, up in the mountains. Our ghettos here are on the grounds, and the rich people live up in the hill. There, the rich people live on the bottom. The poor people, the people in the ghetto live on the top, in the favelas. But nah, man, Brazil was beautiful, man. And I really wanted to make that a reality. And that year, those 2-3 years when I was fluent in Portuguese, like I was almost speaking like I was speaking like a native. I could understand, I can watch, like I was fluent, period, point blank. And I kind of, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that's basically what happened. I stopped going to Brazil. Life happens. I think I got a girlfriend or two, and that kind of took me off of, wanting to travel so much because I wanted to spend time with her. And so, yeah, fellas, man, like, hopefully if you get a woman, she supports who you are. She understands who you are, and she doesn't try to take you off of what she you should meet her doing what you already love to do. And you shouldn't hide that. Like, if she meets you and understands you, and you're honest about who you are and what you like to do, then if she decides to still be with you, then she knows what she got into, which is kind of getting me to this whole Diddy situation, man. Like, I've been following this Diddy situation intently, like, and I got time on my hand because when you drive a truck, for any of my truck drivers, you can just listen to podcasts all day while you're driving. You can listen to live streams while you're driving. So I've been listening to DJ Academics and this other guy, Myron. I've been listening to them because Myron is actually inside the court. He's out there right now at the Diddy trial, so he's inside, and he takes very detailed notes. It could be because he's an ex federal agent, but his notes are like very detailed. And he has some inside industry information. So what it seems like to me is that I don't think Diddy hid who he was and what he was into when Cassie got with him. It seems like very early in their relationship, he started off with these freak offs. Like it was like almost immediately that he let her know he was into these freak offs. And so I think she was dealing with somebody else. She was dealing with this guy, Ryan, whatever his name is, Ryan something, Seacrest or whatever. And she started dealing with Diddy while she was dealing with Ryan Seacrest. So when she started cheating on Ryan Seacrest with Diddy, and they started to become sexual, Diddy was already introducing her to those freak offs. And he was already showing her what he was into and who he was. He was a freak. He was already showing her that. And if she still decided to leave Ryan Seacrest and ultimately be with Diddy, then she knew what she was signing up to. Now, the violent stuff, maybe that was later on in the relationship that she saw his anger and his temper. But let's say she kind of seen, like, I don't know, did they get together when the Making the Band was out? If she watched Making the Band and how he was telling people to jog, do a marathon at midnight just to go get him a cheesecake, if she paid attention to that guy, that personality and that sick, like, she probably, that reality TV show, she probably be like, oh, this guy's mean. This guy's like very, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he freaky, man. Diddy, I mean, this whole case is about just two freaky people. They both is freaky. Like, the prosecution kind of alluded to it, but they trying to make her look like the victim. But Diddy's defense team, and looking at the text that the thousands of texts that they were sharing between each other, they were both into that freaky shit. They some freak. They both are freaks. And I don't, this case is just like, it's what a few other people said. If it's going to be anything, it should just be a domestic violence case. Like, it should not be no RICO. I don't understand where this RICO stuff is coming up, because now the defense is showing through the text messages that they sent to each other that she was a willing participant in most of the cases. She was the one initiating some of the freak offs. She was the one initiating through her text. This is not hearsay. This is the text that they was able to pull up and show their back and forth. And so these were both two freaky individuals that were together doing some freaky ass stuff, doing drugs, doing all type of drugs. They both got addicted to drugs. They both like to party. They both like to go to these swinger things. That's all this is. Like, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. But the point of me bringing that up is that, yeah, if a woman gets with you and you're honest with her and she sees how you get down, you don't hide it from her, then she knows what she's signing up for. And if she knows what she's signing up for and she still chooses to deal with that, it shouldn't come down the line that she's getting upset with who you are, right? Let's say you're a workaholic. Let's say when you meet her, she sees that you're a workaholic. Whatever, you like to work all the time. You like to, you know what I'm saying? Like you're on your grind and you're a workaholic and you miss dates and stuff like that. And she sees that in the beginning, but she still decides to deal with you. She can't come down the line later on, let's say a year into the relationship, and now she's trying to take you off of your grind, especially if you're in the building phase. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't allow that. I don't have a problem with consensual adults being freaky. It's when grape and underage becomes involved. There was no okay. Cassie was not underage. Cassie was younger than Diddy. But this is the thing. When she was dealing with another celebrity guy before Diddy. She was dealing with this guy named Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest had her by 10 years. She was 18, I believe, and Ryan Seacrest was 28 or 29. So what this kind of showing me is that she has maybe an interest in older guys, or maybe she has an interest in guys in power. But most guys that are in power are going to be older, because most men, we don't get our shit together until our later years. Like, in the beginning, we on our grind, right? We either in college, we either learning a trade, we either trying to, build a business. Whatever the case is, in the beginning, we are on our grind. We don't reach that wealth. Usually, statistically, most of the millionaires are well past 40 on the statistical level. Most men don't reach their six-figure incomes until their late 30s and early 40s. So if a woman is into men that have power, have money, she's naturally going to have to choose, because most of the guys her age ain't going to have that. Most of the guys her age are going to be broke, especially if it's a younger woman. So if she wants that, she's going to have to naturally go after older guys. That's just it is what it is. So let's say Cassie knew what she wanted. Let's say I want to be a star. I want to be famous, whatever. I want to live a certain type of lifestyle. I want to take nice trips. I want to have nice clothes. She knows that she's not going to get that from another 18-year-old guy. Come on, so she's going to have to, if she wants that, she's going to have to go to older guys. You know what I'm saying? Probably has been underage stuff involved. I always found those Justin Bieber interviews weird. Yeah, but that's not what he's on trial for, though. That's not what this RICO is about. This RICO is about his sex trafficking ring that supposedly involved Cassie, and there's another star. No, Cassie's a star witness, but there's another one that they're going to bring up later in the trial. I've been following this trial, like I've been listening to it since day one. So they're bringing up all the evidence, all the facts, and all they're talking about right now is Diddy and Cassie's relationship and all the freaky stuff that they were doing together. And now they're trying to decide. The prosecutors wanted to build the case like she was a victim. She didn't have no control over this. Diddy was so powerful. He was so manipulative. He used his power, his wealth, and his influence to get her to do all these freak offs, right? But the defense, which started today, I believe, the defense started today. The defense is basically proving through their text messages that she was not a victim, but she was a willing participant. And they're basing this all off of her own text messages, their correspondence between each other, their emails. And I'm pretty sure they're going to bring up some witnesses later on that are going to collaborate certain things. But even looking at like certain interviews, like there's been a lot of interviews going on with Vlad TV, with Say Cheese TV, with the Art of Dialogue, where they're bringing up all these people that were around Diddy at this time. They, the Gene Deals. We all know about Gene Deals, his bodyguard, but the other bodyguard they had, and even the bodyguard. If you listen to some of his interviews, he's saying, yeah, they both were doing this freaky stuff together, and that's why I said I just believe that this should not be, if anything, it should just be a domestic violence case. And that's a state case. It's not a federal case. This is a federal case. If anything, right now, between him and Cassie, it should just be a domestic violence case. If they had to bring up anything, that's what it should be. The times that he got violent with her because, he got jealous or whatever, or he was on drugs and high, or frustrated that she, whatever the case is, that's what it should be. It shouldn't be no RICO right now. That's my honest opinion based off of all the facts and evidence that I've been hearing that's brought up on both sides, on the prosecutor side and the defense side. But the point I'm trying to make is that if a woman knows what she signed up for, if you're a workaholic and you like to grind, or you like to study and you like to do all these things, and are you a gym rat, she shouldn't a year down the line say, oh, let me take him off of what I signed up for, because this is who he was when I met him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. As y'all can see, I am a gym rat. I'm at the gym, getting prepared to go into the gym. I've been sitting in this vehicle for long enough, and I think I need to get inside and get my workout on. But yeah, man, like, I don't know what it is, man, but I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from Oakland, California. But these Southern California drivers and the majority demographic population out here, the largest majority is the Hispanic community. There are some crazy ass drivers, bro. Like, they're just impatient for no goddamn reason. Like, literally, I'm driving down the street and I'm doing 35, 40 miles an hour. And what they'll do, because they're all speeding. It's like they all are goddamn NASCAR drivers. I don't know if they're speeding just to get home. I don't know if they're speeding to get to their second job or their third job. But they'll literally, like, if they feel like you're going too slow, they'll jump right in front of you and bam, cut you off. And they like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, and they're all doing that. Men, women, it don't matter. It could be an old person, a young person. I'm like, this shit is crazy. Are they frustrated? Are they mad? What's going on? They got all the jobs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what black people out here doing. I honestly don't know what we doing out here. I drive a truck, but I don't know what the rest of black people, because when I go to the warehouses, ain't nothing but Mexicans up in there, ain't nothing but Hispanics up in there. From the laborers to the management. Shit. When I go to government buildings, ain't nothing but Hispanics up in there. So I honestly see black people doing security, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what the hell black people doing out here. I really don't know what they're doing financially, because I'm not seeing where we working at. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. I see we got some brothers that are truck drivers, some sisters that are truck drivers, but I just don't see where they working at. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me as I get in here to work out, and I can't really record when I'm about to work out. You dig? But I'm about to get in here and do my thing. And I'll tap in with y'all later. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Peace.